Quail log, May 13th, 2020. So today is Friday the 13th, and when I actually left work today and went up to the house to cook dinner, I had no eggs in the tray. I was kind of saddened that for the first day since they started laying eggs, I wasn't going to get a new egg. And then I came back down here to grab something from my office, and I found they had laid 2 eggs. So not just one, I now have 2 of them. And they're a little bit different in coloring. One of them looks like it's more like the ones that we've got before. And then there's another bigger white one that has come out or is now there today. So I finally reached my second milestone. I've had them lay 2 eggs in a single day. I gave them a few more mealworms so that they could finish up what they were eating. And I've not added any more of their normal feed because tomorrow I'll clean out the tray. I'm cleaning out their cages a little better, and so I'm letting them finish off the feed that they have. Well, as you can see here, I have at least 5 of them up here eating, and we'll go down a little closer and let's take a look at how everyone is doing. So this one seems to be in pretty good shape. The other 4 are over here. When I looked at them earlier, all of them seemed to be moving fairly well. All of them seemed to be doing okay, which is what I wanted to see, is that no one was seemed to be showing any issues. They all seem to be moving fairly well. I have noticed a few of them do what I've seen in other videos called the potato, where they walk around with their head down and kind of not moving and or not holding their head up and strutting. But I think some of that is the cage. When they move across the cage, they don't want to hit that center section. Because I've noticed that they are a little if they're standing fully up, their heads are above where that center little piece is there. I don't know if it shows through on the video very well, but so that may be part of the reason that they duck. But I've also noticed that at times they lay in strange positions, but I think that's just normal. So far there's not been any, I've not noticed any injuries. I've noticed every once in a while that, especially after they get new food, that they seem to roughhouse a little, but I've not seen any blood or seen any real issues from any of them. So I think I'm doing pretty good. Every once in a while I'll see one of them doing something like this where they're not laying quite right, and then they jump up and move again, and they seem to be okay. So some of it I just observe them every day and try to make sure everyone's doing okay and that no one's showing any real trauma or any issues. Guess I'm seeing a little more tonight than what I have before, but I don't know what that is, or no one's showing any blood. I don't see any injuries, so I'm considering that they're doing pretty good so far. For only having them a little over 2 weeks now, and already have gotten, I guess this would be 5 eggs now. I'm doing pretty good, so I'm happy with where things are at, and I'm happy with where the birds are. So I haven't killed any yet, so that's a good plus. So after collecting the eggs, I noticed that the new one is actually quite a bit bigger than the other 4 that I've collected. It seems to be much larger in size. This is the other one that came out today. And these are the ones from the last few days. And comparing in size, the new one is definitely quite a bit larger. I'm guessing that these 4 could have came from the same bird, or at least these 2 and maybe these 2, I don't know. But this one definitely is different speckle and a much larger size than the other 4 eggs that I've gotten. So I thought I'd at least document that, since that was a much larger egg than I expected, and especially when I set it into the egg container, you really see the size difference. So even changing them around, maybe that center one is a little bit bigger, but this egg is definitely, when you hold them, you definitely know the difference in size. So I was kind of surprised that that large of an egg came out, and for a first egg, it may be what's happening, but it's not what I expected. So I don't know. At least I've recorded it, and I know that I had some different sizes of eggs, and get an actual view of all the different eggs that I've gotten, because I mean, like, these have a little more blue to the in the dark area. This one does a little. This one doesn't have as much blue to it, and this one is just almost all pure white with just a couple speckles to it. So I don't know what the different coloring make any difference, or I know that some people, or some of what I've seen online, shows that a bird will lay very similar eggs every time, and that somehow how you can tell which eggs they're having. So I'll have to see if that's consistent, or whether I get different eggs all the time, or how that works. So